Hello, everybody. There was a slight delay in getting the YouTube streaming going, hence the slight delay in starting. The music gets stopped when I start the event. That's what happened, Ray. I also believe the live stream is now up. Just trying to double check real quick. And figured we'd give people a minute to come in. Okay, I believe it is up and running. Looks like it anyway. I like it when things work, you know, first try. Yeah, our lovely Burb has unfortunately been ill, so she has no voice. It's okay. I talk enough for the both of us. Alright, yeah, the stream is up and running. Cool. Alrighty, so thanks everyone for showing up for the community meeting this month. We do have a few pre-submitted questions, but honestly not all that many, so I'm probably just going to open the meetings questions channel now so that if anybody wants to type up questions, they absolutely can. I will remind you guys to please also make sure that the questions are about the server and not joke or meme questions, please. As always, we are streaming to the YouTube for the Vox MC YouTube, and if anybody watching the stream wants to ask a question, it must still be posted in our Discord meeting questions channel, not on the stream chat. There we go. Okay. So, first thing I'd like to just kind of do a general reminder. We did talk about it last month as well, but just to make sure that everyone's on the same page, we have been having an issue with our ticket system. The plugin itself has had some issues, is pretty much the best way to describe it. Some issues. Most people are probably aware of this right now, but currently you can create a ticket, but then you are unable to view it or subsequently reply to it because you can't view it to see the ticket number. Now, staff still sees the tickets when they come in, so you can absolutely still submit a ticket. When this happens, staff will be reaching out to you via either DMs or Discord if it is easier to talk to you about things if we need a response from you about your ticket, or to tell you that your ticket has been completed. If you do not receive a message after, I would say at least 3 to 5 days, if you don't receive a message of any kind from a staff member, you may absolutely feel free to politely reach out to a moderator or an admin about the situation of your ticket to get an update. We do try to work our tickets as they come in, so if there is a little bit of a backlog, that may be a reason as to why we don't get to yours immediately. So please, as always, have some patience with us. But if you haven't heard anything back, you can absolutely reach out. Just please remember, we are also human beings with real lives and are not on the server at every waking moment either. But we do want to help you guys and get the tickets finished, but we will need a little bit of help while we are sorting out the issue with the ticket plugin itself. Beyond that, we're going to just jump right into the meeting questions now. The questions channel is open if you wish to put in a question. I will first go over the pre-submitted questions from the community meeting document that we had open this week. So, first question. Are there any updates for a fix for the speed/jump boost bug that shows up every time a player /backs? I do believe it is connected to teleports in general and not specifically just /back, just to clarify. So this is an issue with the lands plugin and has been reported to the developer. Unfortunately, until they are able to resolve it, there is not really much that we are able to do about it. So we will all just have to be a little patient with it. Relogging does appear to also clear out these boosts if they are bothering you specifically or making tasks more difficult. And yes, I do realize that relogging every time you teleport will probably become annoying. But unfortunately, when it comes to bugs that are related to plugins specifically, sometimes there's not much that we can do on our end to fix it, and we have to wait for the developer to do something. Sad fact, but true. Next question. Is there an update on Carpet? So currently there is no update on when it will return at this point in time. It is likely going to return alongside the spell rework, but we don't have a specific date for that as of yet to give you guys. And for anybody who's unaware, the issue with Carpet is related to a bug. We are not removing Carpet. It is disabled because of a bug with it. We didn't just take it away because we didn't like it anymore or anything like that. If you don't have the Valerian's role, you can't chat in the meeting questions channel. Sorry, noticed a question from stream. So if you don't have the Valerian role, you are probably unable to chat. So that would probably be the explanation for why. Or it should be. You do have the Valerian's roll. Let me double check. I clicked on the open thing, but I not open, you know what I mean. I clicked on it, but it didn't. Oh, you know what I did? I did something wrong. That was me. Hold on, one sec. I clicked on the wrong thing. That's what happened. It's all good. Okay, now you guys should have the ability to type in the meeting questions channel. So that was my oops. What would it be? What would a community meeting be without at least one tiny mess up, right? Alrighty, so the next question. Will there be a hotfix for the most recent texture pack? So this question was very vague and I wasn't entirely sure what specific issue you were having. So if this is in reference to the texture pack saying it is made for a newer version of the game, there is no fix needed. It will still work when applied to a 1.19.2 game. It was created to be compatible with both 1.19.2 and 1.19.3, which is why it gives this error message to a lot of people. The server itself is still on 19.2, but there are people who also are logging in on 0.3. So we tried to make the texture pack work with both. So if this is in regards to the MC pets, the pets specifically having texture issues, those are going to be fixed sometime in the future when Jin has time to do so. There is another plugin that's interfering with it, and it has to be like sorted out specifically in regards to the pets. If it's in regards to something else being wrong with the texture pack, you can contact an admin or team lead or submit a ticket in game with the specific bug/texture issue. So if you notice a specific item, as an example, has a broken texture, you can report that via ticket. Okay, and our last pre-submitted question: can the item drop despawn rate be tweaked? Terraform tends to cause drops to despawn almost immediately. If I remember correctly, Terraform is one of the Aurelium skills, like additional things, like how we used to have Super Breaker with MCMMO. Just correct me if I'm wrong, but we can look into adjusting the rate more. Currently, the only things that should be despawning faster than normal are very common blocks such as dirt and cobble. These are also blocks that are generally left to despawn in mass quantities, and that can cause lag, which is why it was initially lowered. Because when we first launched Netherite, we were also having a lot of lag issues. We are slowly trying to sort out what's still an issue and tweak things to be better without causing mass amounts of lag as well. But we are working on it, so we can definitely look into the drop rates specifically for those blocks. Volk hasn't missed much, but there will also be notes for the stuff you've missed. So, that's the end of our pre-submitted meeting questions. If I remember correctly, they were actually all from the same person. So thank you for submitting your questions. I love hearing your guys' questions. I mean it. I know I don't always have an answer, but I really do love hearing your guys' questions because it lets us know what you guys are interested in hearing about as well. So it helps. It definitely helps to know what you guys are wanting to know about. So, jumping into the questions channel questions. Why are hostile mob spawns so very, very, very fewer than they normally used to be? This affects and at various amounts on both Netherite and Resource World, and at the surface versus in caves. So, this question has been asked, I know, in chat before, but we have done nothing to the spawn rates of mobs. Okay. As I understand how Minecraft mechanics work, when you have more players on a server, more things spawned in, more people spread out, the mob rates can seem decreased because they still spawn a certain amount, like, at each individual person. I have no idea how phantoms affect this, but there has been no edits to the rates of mobs. So if you're seeing and we've not been able to determine any sort of bug causing them to not spawn. So if you're seeing a decreased amount, it could simply be that there are many people online causing mobs to be spawned near them. Essentially, we've been unable to confirm any sort of bug, and we've done nothing to adjust the spawn rates. So if you are noticing something that seems a lot lower, we would need more detail, if you have any more detail, to prove that there is a bug. But as far as we can determine, there is no bug with it. Okay. I am pausing to let my note taker take notes. We have one very dedicated note taker today. Other people are busy. So I may pause a little bit more frequently to make sure that they catch all of the answers, because I'm wordy, and we know this. Okay, Pants, for details, you're better off putting that in meeting voice text, but thank you for elaborating. I honestly still am not sure what to tell you, because as I've said, we haven't adjusted anything with the spawn rates whatsoever. And I also have not heard multiple reports about it very frequently. Like, occasionally we are hearing a report or two about, hey, why are there no mobs for like an entire night? But as I said, we haven't done anything to mess with the mob rates at all. So trying to determine whether or not it's a bug is we've looked into things, but there doesn't seem to be anything further. I'm not saying we can't continue to look into it, but without more specific, like, situational details, it can be very hard to determine. We have a number of plugins on Vox, and when you come across a bug, sometimes bugs happen with just plugin interactions, and it can be very hard to figure out which plugin is causing another plugin to act weirdly. And sometimes it's a plugin that doesn't make any sense for why it would be acting weirdly, or why it would be affecting this other plugin. It is very difficult to determine. To be honest, with what you're telling me, Pants, it almost seems like this might be an issue specifically with you. And I'm not saying something you've done. I am saying it might be something maybe you have some permission that went weird or something like that, I can definitely try to look into that. I'm wondering if you have like an old bugged vampire permission for something that might be preventing you from having mobs recognize you or something. I'm not sure, but it's something I can definitely look into. I know when I have gone caving recently, I'm saying like within the last few days even, I was dealing with a very annoying amount of mobs. So that's why I'm wondering if it might be something specifically bugged about you. Well, when I say that we haven't adjusted the spawn rate, what I mean is we have not physically adjusted anything to the spawn rate. It could be possible that a plugin is doing something, but we would require further investigation. So we will, I do promise that we will definitely look into this. I'm making myself a note, actually, like right now, to look into your permissions to make sure that something's not bugged with you specifically, too. And that is why I keep a notepad next to me. We could definitely go over that later, Pants. I'm not really sure if they could be, but worth discussing, so. And like I said, the team can also further investigate if there is some sort of plugin interaction happening as well. I am not the expert on plugins, but we can definitely still look into it. Alright, so jumping back into the questions. Are the socket replacements still being worked on? Details. The stuff we got a teaser with from the harvest items was very nice and seemed to work, so hoping it's close to release soon. Sorry, when someone's typing, I can't read the rest of the question. Okay, so the plugin that we use for those items, we ran into a lot of problems with that plugin specifically, so we ended up having to kind of start over with a different plugin. I can't give you an exact release date on when we'll have more like custom items. I do believe we were working on fixing the harvest item specifically, though, as well. But I just want to take a second and clarify that though I know everyone's referring to it as socket replacement, it's not going to be the same system as sockets was. Sockets as it was, we've said many times, unfortunately, is gone. So I understand it's hard to figure out what to call it, so socket replacement kind of works for most people. I just want to make sure that we're being clear that it won't necessarily, it's not going to function the same way as sockets, but we do intend to have custom effects on custom gear. We do intend to have custom like actual like armor and weapons and items and things like that as well. Those are what's being worked on. The harvest items losing their bonuses was technically not intended, but that's because, again, that's because the plugin that was used to make them has been removed because it was problematic. So it's technically it's intentional but not intentional. Like, we didn't really want them to lose their effects, but the plugin wasn't functioning. Yeah. They're being remade so that hopefully we will be able to replace them for people. You don't have to ticket at the moment about it. Like, we know that they're not working. That said, you can see examples of kind of the plugin that we've been using for items. With the recent Voxbox and mystery package items have been used to make those, and I know you guys have seemed to enjoy quite a lot of those items, so love them. Okay, let me mark oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, Burb. So the next question. Are we getting closer to being able to create/export the newer items? So, export, I'm going to say no at the moment. We want to be able to export like new stuff, but export itself is going to basically at some point get a nice overhaul. I am personally invested in that, being one of the resident staff farmers, and I want to do a nice cool rework that'll hopefully include more things to both purchase and trade in, but we also have to take some time and figure all of that out as well. And quite honestly, I'd rather the team put the time into our RPG rework first, and I'm pretty sure all of you wanted to see that first as well. As for being able to create items, we have released some new crates. Our GM Fred has been an absolute beast at releasing new crates. Go ahead and check them out in eCraft. There's a whole range of stuff that has been added. As for, if you mean new stuff as in like 1.19 things, unfortunately that will likely be a while. 1.18, not so much. But 1.19 things, unfortunately, currently are not functioning with the plugin that we use to do it, so we have to like update and work on that as well. Okay. Okay, now I'm just finding my place. Okay. Question. Any news on the fix for the upkeep for lands? Details. Noticed there was a post saying it's every 2 days now, but seems to still be daily. Okay, so we will have to double check and fix that. It should now be every 2 days, so if it's not functioning, then we need to possibly adjust it again. So we will definitely look into that. In other words, that's probably like, okay, look into that, like, top of the list at the moment. Make sure that that's functioning as it's supposed to, so. Okay, sorry, I'm looking back and forth between the various chats, making sure I'm not missing anything. It's a whole conversation going on in voice text that I'm not even sure where it started. It's fine, it's good. Love seeing you guys talk. No, you're fine. It's all good. Okay. Oh, okay, that's what you guys are talking about. So, question. The textures on armor when worn are messed up. Is this a known issue being worked on, or is it something I should ticket? This affects things varying from custom armor to basic unenchanted armor. My custom diamond gear looks like janky thin chain on me, and leather looks like brown boxes with no details. So, there are several known issues with certain textures. We are redoing certain textures, and default vanilla gear should, I believe, also have a little bit of a custom texture to it now. I do agree with T, though, that we don't actually necessarily encourage people to use specs anymore. Other texture packs with our texture pack can cause some specific issues, so if you are using our texture pack and do notice an issue with a texture, please make sure to take off all other texture packs and confirm that it's still not looking right. before reporting it, but you can report broken textures via ticket. Also, I do believe that the leather armor is a known issue, that it looks weird. Essentially, a lot of our custom textures are getting a little bit of a tweak and a rework as well to make them all, like, functional with everything. And, a lot of specific ones, especially armor, are being redone, so the armor itself may not look quite correct at the moment. I believe the explanation is because we're trying to make them a better resolution, I think. I think those are the words. I don't know. Texture pack stuff's not my strong suit. Thank you, Esther. Thank you for confirming. So some of them will probably look a little bit weird for the time being. If you do encounter one that you think is specifically broken, you can ticket to let us know that it's not working, but I can't promise an immediate resolution for everything. It's a project that's in progress and is, as per usual with all of our current projects, kind of a giant undertaking that is just takes time. And as always, we appreciate your guys' patience with everything being, you know, a lot of things work, but not everything is 100% working. That said, we also do have a limited team working on textures. That team being 2 people. Mostly 1 person. So we just appreciate your guys' patience with that. Okay. Next question. Can the players get the ability to make their own custom gear? Details. Such as, soon as the new system is in place, we experiment with stuff ourselves instead of having a specific set made and it can't be changed. The honest answer to that question is I have no idea. I apologize for the fact that I honestly do not know. It will depend on what our new system is able to do, and I know that the GMs are still working with it to determine everything that it will be possible to do with it. So, unfortunately, the best answer I have is we will have to wait and see. I do know that we've mentioned it before, we mentioned it earlier, that the way like the old socketing and customizing your gear thing worked before will not be the same. I'm not sure if we will be able to do customizable gear. I know if we can, we probably will, but I can't give you any guarantee at this particular moment. It's unfortunately, yeah, it would definitely be complicated to do as well. So if it does come, it might not also be right away when our new like RPG rework is complete either. Essentially, it is a big question mark up in the air, and I just don't have an actual answer for you beyond that. Which I know stinks to hear, but I'd rather be honest with you guys and tell you that I have no clue, as opposed to being like, oh yeah, sure we can, and then we can't deliver on it. Yeah, that gear definitely looks messed up, Pants, and all I can say is it looks kind of like, for some reason it gives me like Matrix cotton candy vibes. Okay. We'll just chill for a few minutes. If anybody else has any further questions, feel free to drop them in the channel. And yeah, the armor textures are because the resolution is being changed. Also, for anyone currently watching the stream, I want you to know I am logged into Netherite, and this is on the server. So if you don't know where I'm sitting, at the little McDonald's, you should come find it. McRollins, whatever. McDonald. But yeah, this is actually one of the little Easter eggs around spawn. If you know where it is, awesome. If you don't, you might want to go find it. It's just a little Easter egg. There's really nothing else here. It's cute. Wow, Ray. You just got bapped by the caps. Let's see. Yes, Volk, it is downtown. Yeah, Ray, I almost forgot to do the meeting there, okay? I almost forgot to get in game. I almost launched the stream with just my desktop showing. At this particular moment in time, because of the issues we explained with the plugin that was made with the Harvester set, and any of the armor sets gotten from the Hunted Harvest event currently do nothing. It is going to be replaced, but currently does nothing. Okay. Does anyone have any further meeting questions? This is a very short meeting otherwise. Not that I necessarily mind. I still don't think this is the shortest community meeting. I'm pretty sure I remember a quote-unquote community meeting where Zombie just jumped in a voice chat and said, everybody come chat with me, and then he left 3 minutes later. Yes, the shortest was definitely not run by Visor. Okay, so I'm just going to talk for a few minutes about a couple of things, and then if we don't have any further questions by then, I will probably just end the meeting. So first of all, I want to thank everyone who at any point has applied for a staff position. I know there have been some people where we just currently did not pursue them, that does not necessarily mean you can't apply again later, or if you ever do apply and we aren't currently interested, don't be afraid to come to management staff. You can always ask us if there's any feedback we can give you. Sometimes we just don't think there's a right fit at the moment in time, but also sometimes it's just based on lack of activity. But I do also want to take this opportunity, because a lot of times people will ask like what staff we currently are in need of, and if anyone is interested, the team that could probably use the most help at the moment would actually be our CM team. We can always use experienced or passionate writers as well to help. So if you do have any interest or experience in helping write up announcements or helping do things on Twitter, provided it doesn't go down in a flaming stream at some point soon, or helping to do stuff around even the YouTube, because I would love to have anybody with experience in that as well. You know, if you have any experience on writing in general, feel free to apply. I'm sure Yaya would love more people to help writing up the lore. By the way, Yaya, poke Jordy until he helps you, because he loves writing. Carpet was brought up. Actually, it was one of the pre-submitted questions. I'll just reiterate again. No, it's totally fine. Reiterating again about carpet is there's currently no update on when it will be fixed. It was disabled due to a bug. We are not like removing the concept of carpet, but it was disabled due to a bug, and at this particular point in time, it will likely be fixed alongside our spell rework. But yeah, if anybody has any interest in applying to staff positions at all, please feel free. And like I said, the CM team is probably where we could use more hands specifically, but we're never against more staff if you feel like there is an area where you could be useful or helpful. Oh, wow. You just posted all of the links. I wasn't quite going to go over those yet, but if you are in need of any of the links to our Reddit or various other sources about staff positions, please go ahead and look in voice text for Erica. Unfortunately, if we had an excavation manager position, I'm pretty sure we'd have to pit everyone against goo. Navy, the problem with items itself is that we had to actually, alongside carpet, disable several items that did the same to prevent the bug from happening. So it's a problem with how it functions, not how to cast it, yeah. So it's a problem with how the spell functions. Yes, sorry. I said item, but I meant spell. So it's a problem with the function itself and not just how to use the item. I still said the wrong thing. Whatever. Okay. Let me rephrase one more time. It's a problem with the function of the spell, not the usage of said spell. There we go. I kept saying item when I meant spell. Okay, so there was something else that I wanted to talk about, but it wasn't like an update, and now I can't remember what it was. Please feel free to make any suggestions on the Reddit, especially if you guys have ideas for specific items or specific things you want to do. Oh, I remembered what I wanted to talk about. So, I hope you guys have been enjoying Vox Boxes lately. I'm not going to be giving anything away specifically, but I did want to mention that for May's Vox Box, we are more than likely going to do charity donation again. So if you have recommendations for charities, please don't hesitate to make a suggestion or to reach out to an admin. Because I'm not sure if we want to do the exact same charity or if we want to do another one, so I'm totally interested in looking at different ones that we could possibly donate to. And also just want to say thank you again for last year's just incredibly generous amount of donations that we were able to do to charity in his name. It was in Zombie's name. It was amazing. So we'd like to hopefully do that again and again in May for his birth month. So I'm having a moment. I'm not gonna cry. I'm fine. Yes, we did NAMI last year, which was the National Association for Mental Health, I believe was the full acronym. Or mental something. It was about it was a charity for mental health. It was NAMI. I just can't remember. The National Alliance on Mental Illness. Sorry, I had to look it up because I want to use the proper name. But yeah. So we're definitely open to any suggestions for charities that you guys think might be appropriate. I remember we settled on NAMI last year after, I believe, Bevo and a few other people suggested it, and we did also ask our VIPs what they thought as his friends, and they agreed with it as well. So we could do the same one, but we could also do a different one. So yeah. Oh, and there is one last thing I want to go over. I did mention it a little bit last meeting too, but feels still just a general good reminder. I'm also going to close the meeting questions channel because no one's asked anything by now. So I think we're done after that. All right. Nice short meeting, an hour long is nice. The other thing that I just want to kind of do a general reminder to is that I just want to take a moment and remind everybody that we are a community. We do all work together, staff and players, and just want to remind people to remember to treat people with respect. Now, you don't have to like everyone. That's what the ignore function is for. You don't have to like everyone. You don't have to want to work with everyone. But you should still offer the same basic respect to another human being that you would also want to be treated with. I am not saying any specific names. I'm not calling anybody out. I'm just doing a nice general reminder to treat each other, all of us, to treat each other with respect. And staff works very hard to make content for everyone to enjoy. And the players, you guys, I hope that you enjoy the things that we put out. And we all, on both sides, deserve respect from each other. I'm getting emotional, but my whole point is just, we're all human. We all want, similar things. We want to have fun. We want to relax. We want to enjoy playing this game. We want to enjoy hanging out with people. We want to not feel upset or harassed. We don't want, to can't even stand the sight of someone because they make you miserable, kind of, I just want everyone to try to treat each other with respect, and because you also, you never know what your words might do to someone else, especially through the screen. So I would just really like to just remind people that we're all human. We make mistakes. We all make mistakes. I made a mistake today when I tried to open the community questions channel. It can be big, it can be small. Just remember to give people the benefit of the doubt when you can. Respect whether you agree with them or not. And just let's all make sure we remember to treat each other with a basic level of human decency. And that I love you guys, okay? If I did not, I would not be here. I love this community, and I always want to make everything right with everyone. Can't always make everyone happy. It's just the nature of a big community, but we do our best to make as many of you as happy with what we're doing as we can while still putting out a fun experience. So, I would also like to just remind you guys that if for some reason you are unhappy, whether it's another player making you unhappy, or you're not happy with something staff has done, or you're just not happy with how something functions, you can absolutely still always reach out to us, to any staff member. I can't promise everyone will have the ability to know how to fix what the problem is, but they usually know who to direct you to. But as long as you also remember to try to be polite, you can always come to us and talk to us. We want to hear from you guys. So yeah, number one thing is staff is here to help you guys, and we love you guys, and we do all of this for the community. It's not just for us, although we do also act as players and enjoy our content too. Let me just put it this way. There are some things that, like, I don't like to, like, go places and do things, and even I wanted to go explore the resource world, okay? Like, that's the kind of level of excitement I get sometimes, so. Anyway, I've preached enough. Oh, that's another thing. Not just respecting everyone else, but respect yourself, too. Try to take care of yourselves too, because, like, I am not always the best at it. I admit that. I am not always the best at taking care of myself. But I try, and I thank the universe, whatever you I thank the universe that I have plenty of people who will yell at me if they find out that I don't, and encourage me to be better. So yeah, just try to be kind to yourself and to others when you can. I said try. See, Pangu, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm saying you should try. All right. So, after my babble fest, that pretty much concludes our meeting. I would like to do my usual ending reminders, which is if you have any suggestions, feel free to hop over to the Reddit. Any suggestions or ideas for content of any kind, whether it's Voxbox items, toys, textures, mechanics, feel free to suggest things. The meeting notes should be posted, hopefully in a day or two. If you would like to apply for a Vox staff position, please feel free to use either the Reddit or our Discord forum for it. The Discord forum may be a little easier now that we have it set up. For some people, I know, prefer using Discord, but we do have both spots for applying. And also, as always, if you wish to help out in a monetary sense, you can purchase some fun cosmetics and all sorts of other stuff like our Voxbox at the shop.voxmc.org. And this meeting was also streamed to our YouTube, so feel free to, like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll have other videos of fun content. And all our links are now posted in the meeting voice text channel as well. So thank you guys for attending. And I hope you guys all have a fabulous day. And also, T, according to my stream time, we're at 56 minutes. The meeting didn't actually start for like 5 minutes, so we're still under an hour. Nice meeting, and thanks for coming, guys. And for anyone watching the YouTube, thanks for coming, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.